I'm Omar Cook, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York.
Bad thing twice think dog, but Mike ain't came from the rob.
The youngest of 4 children. You know, we lived in a rough neighborhood, and it was rough growing up.
Man don't want no trouble, man I get burst like Bob.
It means the world to me. You know, she sacrificed a lot to make sure that we were safe, keep us disciplined, and have some rules. And she sacrificed a lot for us. Where I'm from in New York, we have a lot of street legends, and the games are free. You just go to the park, and that's where you get your name from. And I grew up playing in the park and things like that. It only happened twice, We had, before that it was Mark Jackson, Kenny Smith, and I want to say Pearl Washington. And those 3 were like the big 3 in New York. And then, 20 years later, or how many years later, it was me, Andre, and Talik. And there was a lot of attention on us at the time because it was 3 of us.
Omar Cook led the nation in assists.
Omar was nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Omar was
So
nice.
when he led the nation in assists his freshman year, I was like, I made a great decision. Yeah, I committed to St. John's.
When you go from having nothing, it's easy to say stay in school, but if you feel like you have a chance to help your family out, and I decided to go in the draft for that reason. I figured I would be, a first-round pick. It didn't happen that way. Actually, the first point guard taken in that draft was Raul Lopez from Spain, and he didn't come to the NBA till maybe like 3 years later. I felt like with the NBA, I never had a shot. I was always in training camp. I never had a guaranteed contract, always fighting. I got cut by Chicago Bulls. I was like the first cut off the team, and I didn't want to play basketball anymore. I just wanted to stop playing basketball. I called my mom. I was crying, and I was like, I don't want to play basketball anymore. She's like, you gotta stay with it, I was like, I keep getting cut from these teams. I'm doing everything I need to do, but it's just not happening. Finally, it was like right before October, and my agent was like, a team in Europe wanna sign you, And I was like, Europe? I don't know anything about Europe. I don't know nothing, about European basketball. And he was like, no, just try it out. I wound up going to Belgium, to Mons, and it was one of my best experiences, It was difficult because it was like a culture shock, just being there, not speaking the language, and go to the grocery store, you don't understand now I go to the grocery store, I understand everything, but then it was hard. So it's like my story is like I keep having to prove myself over and over and over throughout the 16 years. It's like I have a joke with my brother. I say every 3 years I gotta prove myself again. And it's just how it's been. This is probably the least minutes I've played in the last 4 years, but I feel great. We're winning, and everybody is happy. I wouldn't change my story, because I'm a guy, 38 years old, been playing professional basketball 20 years. I'm one of the last guys in my age from where I'm from in New York that still play basketball, So I'm proud of my career, Could have been better, yes. I waited and maybe got drafted in the first round, yes, but who's to say if I would have got drafted in the first round that I would have played 20 years? So I wouldn't change anything.